Hey there everyone, this is Jeffrey with Killaskila Gaming, and welcome back to Subnautica. Previously, we found ourselves at the base of this enforcement platform, it's called, and we were about to get rescued by the sunbeam, which was shot out of the sky by it, and we are once again left stranded. I originally went inside this building, and I wanted to let you know that because a trophy popped when I went inside called Ancient Technologies or Alien Technologies or something like that. I'll show a clip of it just so you can see where it popped. And that's how we figure out the name of the place. So it's for finding the enforcement platform. So let's dive back in, or in this case, for rare occurrences, walk, and see what this is all about. And so we found a couple of these just laying around here. I think we already read about the force field control in the tablet. And the reason I decided not to continue into this place.
This structure is composed of a metal alloy with unprecedented integrity. No match is found in database. Performing structural analysis.
The reason I decided not to progress into is because there's quite a bit of reading. Also, I should have brought health kits with me because I was getting pretty hurt last time. We did find some plants here that are edible though, which is kind of nice.
Language. Attempting translation.
Okay, alien terminal. Alien data terminal discovered inside an alien facility. It was not possible to translate any useful information. However, scans have returned some information on the device itself. It is likely a solid-state computer, although there is no clear way to interface with it. On approach, it began producing a low-frequency radio wave containing complex but recognizable data patterns. It is likely that the alien species which designed this technology evolved or genetically selected sensory apparatus to hear and understand the information being broadcast by the device and to communicate back. The mental processing power required to perform this kind of telepathy would imply the designers were considerably more psychologically developed than the common human. Assessment for the research required. And we are still behind on reading, which I will attempt to fix. If not in this episode, over the next couple, right? Which we're always going to have more to read, but... Ion cube. This green mineral substance has no entry on the periodic table and an unprecedented ability to store huge amounts of ionic energy within it. So I guess ionic, that's okay. The chemist in me is going to stop. Likely grown artificially, cubic appearance suggests it has been cut from a larger deposit. Each cube contains the equivalent ionic energy of 5 kilotons of TNT. That is ridiculous. I used to work with, not TNT directly, but explosives, so... under the right conditions, the energy could be released in a controlled manner, likely used as batteries, but would require a substantial power source to be recharged. Assessment, valuable energy source, and extremely rare. Cool. It looks like it came right out of Minecraft. I bet that's a reference to Minecraft. I've never played Minecraft, but I've been watching one of my favorite creators play it lately. In case you're interested, Simba Lily on YouTube. Go check her channel out. It's really, really awesome. Her actual name is Amber.
Unknown language. Attempting translation.
There we go. Enforcement platform schematic. That's it. Enforcement platform. This data set appears to be multidimensional schematic of some kind, a multidimensional schematic of some kind. By mapping the pattern to three-dimensional space, it is possible to gather a basic understanding of this facility's internal workings. Construction material. The facility's unknown construction material is identified as an ultra-hard, non-reactive metal amalgam synthesized from off-world materials. There's no indication that it can be damaged or destroyed by available means. Power, which should probably say energy. If you've watched previous episodes, you know. If you're a scientist, you also know, right? The schematic indicates the facility was to be powered by a separate self-sustaining power plant located elsewhere on the planet. The location is not listed, but there's evidence the designers intended to harness the planet's natural thermal energy. Layout of the facility consists of the upper engineering section where this schematic was found and the control room, which is accessed via a security sealed elevator shaft or a separate underwater moon pool. The control room is in the lower section, houses the only known way to interface with the facility. However, the schematic does not detail the operation procedure or installed security measures. Yep. Okay, let's mark some things off the list here. I should have grabbed some food from outside before we came in.
Your best probability of interfacing with this facility is achieved by accessing the control room in the lower section.
So cool. This kind of reminds me of, if you've ever seen Alien vs. Predator, the second movie. They kind of showed the Predator homeworld in it. I think that's the only time they've ever shown it. It kind of reminds me of the architecture from that. So, this must be the moon pool.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Yeah. We should really scour this place for resources outside too, because we found a unique mineral, magnetite, something we have not seen yet, so I have a feeling it's going to be really useful. Alien rifle. Strong resemblance to human weaponry in form. This device must have been designed with a humanoid user in mind. Whether the aliens that built this structure were themselves humanoid or otherwise employed the use of humanoids is unclear. What is clear is that they considered defending this facility. They considered defending this facility a necessary precaution. Yeah, sorry. There's no obvious way to remove the rifle from the case. My mind stopped computing for a second. There's an up, up, up. It's huge. That's what she said. Sorry. This structure's intended purpose is unclear. Theories on function, which I'm really excited to read the advanced theories now that they say that. And I'm going to add that it sounds like they're using the commonality term for theory, not the scientific one. Ceremonial or religious role, industrial applications, advanced transport network. Assessment for the research is required. Yeah, they're using the more commonality, the common tongue term for theory here, not the scientific variety. So, which means that they should really be saying hypothesis. I almost wouldn't even put that at level of hypothesis for most things, but it's better than saying theory. Tablet. That's our third one, I think. We should have one. Yeah. I think it was early on I said the scanner is going to be like our best friend. So. Doomsday device. Scans indicate this device contains enough potential energy to destroy the entire planet, along with most of the solar system. Fortunately, it has malfunctioned. Again, my first words when I saw this place... I said it in the last episode, but of course I played this before, right? But my literal first reaction to this place was, we need to get out of here. Like, I did not want to go inside. I did not go inside my first time.
Facilities control room lies beyond this doorway.
The first time I saw this place, I actually messaged my friend. I was like, that scared the crap out of me, and she said to go inside. That's the only reason I went in. Oh yeah, we did find out we can synthesize these tablets. Oh, we can go down. It's kind of weird. It's almost like this place is ornamental for the most part. But at the same time, it's like that doesn't mean it is ornamental just because it looks like it is. We just don't know how to use it, right? But most of the stuff that's functional seems obviously functional. If that makes sense. Look, I'm not seeing any reason to really explore off the beaten path here. Energy core. This device houses energy equivalent to a 100 megaton nuclear detonation, which can be channeled through this facility and directed at vessels overhead or bent around the planet's gravitational pull to strike targets in orbit. Power is routed via the attached terminal, allowing for the device to be deactivated if necessary. It is currently operating without parameters, suggesting it will target any ship within range, which is why the sunbeam was shot down. And I already made a comment that maybe that's why we were shot down as well. Or I guess we weren't technically shot down, we crashed, but I mean, that would make sense, right? If we got hit by something. Our ship was facing... You know, the thing moves, so let's not.
The control panel is broadcasting a message. Translation reads, "Warning, infected individuals may not disable the weapon. This planet is under quarantine."
Quarantine from what? And are they saying...
Background broadcast. Downloading summary to Databank.
Are they saying that we had the potential or have the potential to disarm it? That's really interesting. Why would they let us do it? Unless they don't mean us any harm. Alien facility locations. Okay, let's turn around. Intercepted background data regarding further alien facilities elsewhere on the planet. Okay, so these are the places. Okay, so deep research facility, 800 meters, so they're going really deep here. What's the farthest we've gone? We get yelled at if we go under 100, right? 800 meters. And the other one's over a kilometer, so... I don't use the metric system for distance very often since I'm in the US. Shame, but... we can imagine, right? Location, cave system with extensive fossil records southwest of enforcement platform. So they're giving us directions from here. When we get beacons fired up, maybe we should mark this place. Function, live specimen study. Objective, synthesis of antidote for highly infectious bacterium designated Kara. And I only know that name because of Below Zero, because they actually say it out loud in Below Zero. One of the things I actually liked about that story was that they gave your character a voice, so you could say things. Thermal power facility, 1,200 meters, so 1.2 kilometers. Inside an extensive natural rock formation in an area of intense volcanic activity. Function, generate energy for all... See, they're actually saying energy here for all local facilities. Thank you for actually saying energy instead of power in that case, even though it does say thermal power facility. Sanctuary A and B, data corrupted. Offsite laboratory, data corrupted. Primary containment facility, data corrupted.
Calorie intake recommended.
Oh my god, my stomach's actually gurgling. That's awesome. In the event of an outbreak, quarantine procedures will be automatically enforced with immediate effect. The quarantine enforcement platform will target all incoming and outgoing craft to prevent the spread of infection off-world. And so their implication here is that I am infected, right? I'm assuming that's all we have to find in here, but that's really cool. Okay. Well.
Self-scan complete. Bacterial infection in your system is progressing. Detecting skin irritation and immune system response. Further data required to identify bacterial strain.
Well, we already have a name. They literally just gave it to us. Okay, so we're kind of done here, I'm assuming. There was another... I just fell. Holy crap. Okay, well, we're down. No, it's light out. See if we can find more of those minerals around here. The magnetite was on the other side. That's silver? Oh, man. These deposits are huge. That must be magnetite. Look at that. Or, no, lead. Okay, never mind. That was gonna be my next guess. What are you? Cyclops engine. There's a lot of stuff we need to get for the Cyclops. Which is the big submarine we can build. My favorite. I don't know that there's going to be a ton of use for lead for us. I'm thinking like reinforcements. Which are good to have either way for like bases. I'm not thinking of anything else that we could use it for though. Silver though, you know, for electronics. We can build a lot of stuff with electronics. So magnetite might just be on the other side. Or it could be over the ledge here. Which, let's check cautiously. More.
Remember the materials you gather are the property of the old...
That was shale.
You will be liable to reimburse the full market price.
Piss off. Oh, that was diamond. Shale has diamond. I didn't even think about oh, that's terrifying. Okay. Oh, silver? Okay. I would like more diamond, please. I know we need one for the cutter. I'm assuming to create a beam. Like a laser. Okay, it's getting late. We start heading back, maybe. I can kind of creep on things along the way. We'll come back for the trees at some point. If we don't find any other land. We don't really have a way to plant them right now, so... Huh. Is that some right there? That looks like shale. Totally does, yeah. Cool. Diamond, yes, okay. And gold. Alright, hopefully we have enough we can make that cutter. There was some wreckage we couldn't get into because of not having a cutter. We knew it would be on this side. I haven't explored enough, that's my problem. Alright, let's head back. We're in a relatively safe area. Okay. So we got a message while we were out. I kind of figured it was probably the sunbeam, but...
Partially translated broadcast.
9 new biological subjects designated. Hunting, analyzing, sharing subject locations with other agents.
That sounds, vaguely threatening. 9? Does that mean there were 9 of us that survived? What do we got? New wiring kits. Let's have a peeper. Make the tablet. We don't need one though. Rebreather. When did we get that? Fiber mesh. Let's make the rebreather. We should totally have that, right? What else did we need for it? And a wiring kit. I don't remember if I had one made or not, but I can make a couple. So we're gonna make them anyway. Since they are rather expensive. And we seem to always need them. Okay. And I'm trying to think. We need the radiation mask for for when we go near the ship. Maybe we should go and check out the ship soon. But yeah. Bleach. Yeah, we're a little bit overstocked on some things. Got some extra batteries now, though. Alright. So, finally, laser cutter. So we can have this for wreckages. Nice. And I need to do some reorganizing otherwise. So, did a good bit of reorganizing there. I don't think we have anything else that we can build at the moment. At least nothing that's coming to my mind. And we just got a new message. So, let's check that.
This is an automated distress signal from Lifepod 12. Coordinates attached. Warning, Lifepod has sunk beyond safe diving distance. Do not attempt retrieval without submersible support.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay, Lifepod 12. So in other words, we need a mobile vehicle bay, is what they're telling me. Yep, so this is basically just full up. We got new batteries and all that, so... Alright. Not really sure what to do with that information. We have a Lifepod that we can't get to. Where did we find the mobile vehicle bay? You know, I put the rebreather away because I was like, I didn't think I was going to be able to really use it. I'm thinking, you know, we might not have any other option than just to try. So let's just go scavving, I guess, and if we find something, great. If we don't, well, we'll figure it out as we go. I don't remember if this is the wreckage I was looking for or not. It might be. Okay, yeah. This is the wreckage I was thinking of. Let's go up for a second. Okay. Swap those for a second. Okay, how do we want to do this? Laser cutter, swap it. The light's almost is pretty low. We're gonna swap the laser cutter with the knife for now. And I did see a different biome kind of in the distance, sort of towards the aurora from where we are. But there was a laser cut point on this wreckage that we had found a while back. So let's see if we can get inside. Just to see if it's anything worth looking at. Uh-oh. Radiation detected, that's not good. Okay, swap. I didn't realize we were that close. Okay, here we are. Oh, maybe this isn't it. Oh no, this isn't the laser cut door. Where is it? Oh, it's around the... Wait, didn't we open this already? There it is. Okay. Yeah, this is the place where they keep playing the creepy music and the loud noises. Yeah, that's definitely going to be way too far in the depths too. Plus, like I said, it's past a whole different biome. I thought maybe we should check out that biome just for funsies. What are you? Laser cutter fragment. Mobile vehicle bay. Wait. We already have it then? Wait, what are you? Oh, you're the same thing. Okay, so we got the thing. Oh, and an upgrade. Lightweight, high capacity tank. Nice. Okay, so we got a couple of things from here. That looks dangerous. We're running close to our oxygen count. So we'll be back in a second. I'm gonna check that out before we leave. Whoa, wait, what was I scanning? Picture frame. Interesting. It's amazing how many small things you can scan. Alright, this might be a really stupid idea, but I kind of want to see if we can get into this tunnel. Yes, we can. Past the Sparkies.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything to check in here. Oh, there's a door right in front of me. Okay. Vehicle console upgrade. Oh, that's a mobile vehicle bay again. Okay. Battery charger. Oh my god. Okay, we are...
30 seconds.
Oh my god, more stuff. I didn't know the air thingy runs out of air. Okay, there's a lot of things down there. We definitely need to go back. Now you recharge. Oh, it recharges with the air. Oh my god, am I stupid? Okay, okay.
Passing 100
Oop, no.
meters. Oxygen
No.
efficiency decreased.
Modification station. Okay, what else do we have? Whatever. Battery charger. Okay, we got the battery charger.
New blueprint acquired.
What about the modification station? Oh, it's mobile vehicle bay. Survival kit. Okay. One more. One more for the mod station. Oh, come on. No, it's the laser cutter. Come on.
30 seconds.
Shoot. Okay, maybe we'll try one more time.
Oxygen.
Okay. So the only thing we missed down there was the mod station. But I mean, I was not expecting to find all that stuff. So, much as I hate to say this, I don't know if it's worth going back, but I'm going to try. And if I don't find anything, we'll go check out the other location. But having the mobile vehicle bay could be our ticket here. Propulsion cannon. We're literally find like everything in this place? Okay.
New blueprint.
Mobile vehicle bay. Okay, so we got mobile vehicle bay, parts for the modification station, propulsion cannon, battery charger. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's really, really, really good. Okay, that is a worthy dive. That laser cutter has already paid for itself in my mind. Let's check out the new biome briefly while we're out here. It's pretty deep, so it was kind of towards the... I was kind of looking for this wreck, and it started to dip down here into this area. Look at all the new wildlife and whatnot. This might actually be a good excuse to build the new thingy. Yeah, let's head back. We can explore this once we have a submersible, right? Oh, it must be an egg. Alright, let's see what we're working with schematic wise. So resources, we can make hydrochloric acid. Deep shrooms, okay. And polyaniline, I'm not sure what that is. Based on the name, I'm going to say that's something organic, and it says high conductance polymer. So why would gold and hydrochloric acid have anything to do with something that's organic? Hydrochloric acid is ionic, and gold is elemental in this case. Not organic, neither of them. Okay, personal... Can we get a new tank? Where's the new tank? Floating air pump. Fins. Oh, I bet those are modifications. Yeah, which is why we got the modification station there. Okay, propulsion cannon. We do have what we need to make this. Might be nice to have. More importantly, mobile vehicle power cell. What? Do we have? I don't think we know how to make that, do we? Beacons. We still don't have our beacons. I could have swore I got those early. Maybe I just got the... No, it didn't give me the blueprint. Shoot. We gotta go scanning for beacons. Okay, so we need to figure out power cell. Well, so much for that. I got so excited. And we can't do the modification station anyway because I don't have a habitat, but which I could construct one. I know. Bear with me here, right? I got plans. Okay. Oh, we have the power cell ability. Crap, I'm gonna have to use 2 batteries for that. Okay, we got 2 batteries. We can get silicone rubber if I don't have it. Let's do this. Okay. Do I have the batteries on me? They don't need to be live batteries, right? Okay. I have everything we need. So a little trick that I'm kind of pulling here is I took the 2 dead batteries and the... No, 3 dead batteries that I had, and we're going to use them to make these things, because apparently they don't need to be charged. Alright. First thing is first. We need the power cell. We're going to prioritize... Okay, power cell. Great. Modification... Or sorry. Mobile vehicle bay. This is so cool. Alright. And then, last but not least, I thought why...
Calorie intake recommended.
Thought why not make the propulsion cannon? We're gonna need it eventually. Okay, cool. And, in fact... We don't need to quick slot this, but we'll do it for now. And there. Okay. Yeah, this thing is cool. So basically it makes like a gravity field in front of itself so that we can grab things and throw them, which is really funny. What time of day is it? It looks like the sun might be going down. Maybe we'll do some reading. And we have this little bad boy. Okay. We can build it here. We don't need to be in the depth. In the open deep waters for a small submersible. Alright. Okay, so the Seamoth. We need a freaking power cell again. Oh, we got a new message. Okay, we're gonna pin the Seamoth. We have titanium ingot, which I have. We have glass. We have lubricant. We have lead. We have everything we need except the power cell. And I don't remember what we just used to make it, but I have it pinned already. So take off the vehicle bay. Take off the propulsion cannon. And we have our needs here, and you can actually see some of them on the screen. Okay. Let me grab something we can cook up. Jeepers, creepers, where'd you get them peepers? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Vital signs stabilizing.
There we go. Let's see what we got here.
This is Officer Keen in Lifepod 19. The captain is gone. I have assumed command. The last thing the captain did was give me coordinates for dry land. We regroup 1.5 kilometers southwest of the crash site. Stay together and good luck. This message will now repeat.
Rendezvous coordinates corrupted. Transmission origin coordinates downloaded. Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Second office. Oh, we don't have the coordinates because They're corrupted. We have his coordinates. That's even deeper than the other site. No, it's not. Take that back. Okay, okay, okay. What is that? Oh, it's a school of fish. Okay, okay, okay. It's nighttime. So, I'm thinking... Oh my god, let me drop some stuff off. But I'm thinking let's do a little bit of reading. I'm gonna drop that egg off. Okay, so we'll deal with the rest of this once we have some daylight. Let's see what we have to read. First of all, geology. I wanted to read about the shale. So shale outcrops. This sedimentary rock is formed from flakes of clay minerals, inside of which are metals such as lithium can be found. Geological conditions on this planet mean it tends to be found in deeper biomes. Yeah, because I'm used to shale being on like mountainsides. Or cliff sides. Gold, lithium, and diamond.
What are you?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Crap, that scared me. Holy shit. Is that the thing that's trying to quarantine the... Are those aliens trying to quarantine the planet? Okay, okay. That was creepy. Let's check blueprints in case there's anything here that's new. Oh, floodlight. This standard... I found this inside the ship. The standard issue floodlight is designed to focus a bright beam of light in a single direction, useful in all kinds of industrial and emergency operations, functional in all known environments. Yeah, probably for like a base, for like a base platform, right? Modification station, which we are still missing the blueprints for. Where the standard fabricator automatically rearranges raw materials to form complex devices. The mod station is able to combine complex devices to enhance their function. So it's kind of like a modifying 3D printer of sorts. Most industrial, they're all like 3D printers basically, just for different purposes. Most industrial vessels are fitted with a complement of equipment modification stations, which enable engineers to adapt their tools on the fly. To conserve hard drive space, the modification station is excluded by default from most personal emergency blueprint libraries. However, extreme environments such as ocean and desert class planets may necessitate the adaptation of basic survival tools for unanticipated applications. For this reason, access to the mod station is always recommended. Alright. And note that's under habitat installation. And then Cyclops. Okay, so this is the last of our vehicles, at least for now. The Cyclops is the most popular and reliable deep-sea submersible in the galaxy. By comparison to the competition, it can be crewed by just one pilot, hence the name. It features 3-speed manual piloting controls and forward observation deck for precision maneuvering, dry dock for transportation maintenance and recharging of scouting vehicles, extensive storage solutions in the keel hold section, internal and external video feeds, onboard AI for threat detection, extensive customization options. I love this thing. This is so cool. It's my favorite part of the whole game. Alright, advice for captains. Higher speeds generate additional noise, which may attract undesired attention. Power consumption engine off, 0% slow, 25% standard, 50% in flank is 100%. Silent running mode may be activated in conjunction with any speed setting to reduce noise close to zero at a substantial additional power cost. Cyclops upgrades may be fabricated at a terminal in the engine room and installed at the neighboring panel. Ratings. Top speed 8 meters per second. Acceleration 3 meters per second. Power, replaceable power cells. Dimensions, good size. Persons 1 through 6. I think it's supposed to be 3 people to pilot it. MB, the Cyclops does not feature. Habitation quarters. It is recommended the captain draw up a rota to decide who gets to sleep in the corridor each night. Automatic fire suppression, hull damage, and high speed increase fire risk. Emergency ballast in the event of a full system failure. This vehicle will sink. Ooh. Okay. And it's daylight, so let's get out to our new device. Actually, one thing I'm going to quickly modify is the pings on this. Okay. So we can see them a little bit better. Let's, wait, we don't need this quite yet, do we? I think I got everything we need. Let me check my list. Yeah, the only thing we didn't get is the power cell and, oh, Eclipse. So pretty. So the only thing we don't have is the power cell. So we need to get some more silicone rubber, which I'm out of. And we need to get another battery, which we can do. Okay. So first usage of the mobile vehicle bay.
Is it fast? Safe mode of transport.
Personal propulsion.
That swimming is good for your glutes and endorphin levels.
Hells yeah. One of the most important things about having a submersible of any sort is the fact that we can get back into it when we run low on oxygen. Plus, this thing is nice because it moves super fast, and once we start modifying it, we can do things like give it a name and add on some really cool features.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Oh yeah. Oh, it gives us the temperature reading. I forgot about that. Okay, so we do want to watch the health of our Seamoth and the energy, of course. So let's try that first location. And take our baby out for a spin. Our crush depth is 200 meters. Our sight might be pressing it a bit, but I want to check out that new biome while we're down here. Here we are. Okay. I want to. We have the lead line suit here, so now we can be over this way because this is where the ship is. All right. How do we get out again?
Passing 100 meters.
Yeah.
Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Tree mushrooms. We have a ton of extra reading to do. What was I saying about getting caught up on reading? Time capsule. Oh yeah. Somebody left us a time capsule. These come from other players.
The biomass in this area is dominated by plant life.
What did we get?
Or terra vehicle signatures.
Oh my god, thank you, whoever sent us this. Wait, I didn't get to nickel, oh my god. And iron and diamond, dude. Life is like a game, you never know what will lie in the next chapter. I certainly didn't. TC 994142081. Whoever's out there, this is you. Thank you. That was awesome. Getting nickeled this early in the game. Okay, let's quickly get in. That's really cool. Oh,
30 seconds.
I should put that in like the video description for whoever it is. Ah! I wonder if anybody's found my time capsule I left when I first played on the PS4. Or the second one, because I left 2 of them. I was not expecting to find a time capsule. That's really cool. Okay, let's scan some life and pick up some lithium! Can I scan it? No, I can't. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of lithium. That's one of the reasons I wanted to come here. So, I love this place. This is such a cool biome. Is that just a regular spadefish? Also, these guys are really cool. I think they're really pretty. The rays. Jelly rays, yeah. I think I used to row these in one of my games. They're one of my favorites. I was hoping they would have eggs around here. Oh, I bet that's one. I don't know if that's them, but we'll find out, I guess. Salt, sure. Yeah, that's a badass time capsule. That was a good one. I've never found a time capsule that I can remember.
30 seconds.
But yeah, it's something you can do, like, when you get to the end of the game, you have an option to leave a time capsule. Okay, let's cruise inward a little bit more. I see Cyclops parts. Also, be very careful. You can actually hurt yourself with your submersibles if you're... Especially the Seamoth, because it moves so fast. Yeah, I know where to get the Cyclops pieces, some of them. The problem is there are some nasty things around them, so... I think lithium has a few different cool uses. Ooh. Cyclops? Whole fragment, cool. Yeah, no, Cyclops is so big that we actually have to find parts from different parts of it. So when they say submersible, in this case, they really mean it's not like this little thing we have here. Like they really mean it's big. It's actually rather challenging to pilot, if you ask me, but I like it. Okay, we're getting to some scary territory over this way. Okay. I'll take shale. Thought I saw it, yeah. Lithium. Oh yeah. Electric fish. Those are really dangerous.
Warning, maximum depth reached. Hull
Okay.
damage imminent.
Ooh, I don't want to get hit by him. I want to scan it. Ooh. Okay. There you are. We need to be really careful over here. There's some really nasty fish in this area. Shit. Speak of the devil. Ah, okay, okay. Oh. There's a wreckage right next to us. Okay. I really want to go down there, but I don't know that I feel entirely comfortable. Bulb bush. Okay. So what's around here?
Detecting volcanic activity and several unusual electromagnetic signatures in the region. Exercise caution when diving deeper.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I can get in there from this area. Ooh, it's a big bulb.
Passing 200
Can I scan you?
meters. Oxygen efficiency greatly decreased.
What just swam around me? Oh, bone shack.
30 seconds.
Okay. Alright, Really gotta be careful. My Seamoth's already taken some real damage here. And something's coming around.
Seek fluid intake.
Hey! Hey! You mind? Let's... This is so deep. I'm feeling like we should probably leave this for a time where we can go deep, go deeper with less concern. Repulsion cannon.
Print acquired.
Okay, at least there's not a ton here.
Integrating EDA data.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not dangerous at all. Okay, we'll call it good for that one. I know there's more to do down here, but we're already pushing it in multiple ways.
Oxygen.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
What are you? We need... Can I scan it? Oh, so that's not my scanner. Alien vent. Okay. That's certainly an interesting find. I did not bring food or water with me. I brought a lot of stuff with me that I probably shouldn't have. Oops. Oh my god, my ship is taking so much damage. Okay, okay, okay. Back home. Okay. We made it back. Alright, I'm just trying to like reduce some space, so I've been kind of moving things around a bit, and I'm like, maybe I should start using these improved waters, because they're not hard to make. Not as hard as I thought they would be. Alright.
This is Alterra HQ. This may be your only communications window. We can't send a rescue ship all the way out there, so Aurora, you're just gonna have to meet us halfway. We've uploaded blueprints to the ship's computer. Yeah, give me a second. Black box data shows the high security terminal in the captain's quarters is still functional.
Becky's leaving like in 5 minutes.
All right, tell Becky I'll just take the regular.
Regular?
Yeah, she'll know what I mean. The code should
And
be...
if she doesn't,
Just tell her the regular, dude.
okay.
The
If I
code...
say regular, she's like, what's the regular? I have to come all the way back up here.
The code should be 2679. The regular's just a ham and cheese.
Okay, just say ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese.
Okay.
I kind of love that. That's hilarious. That's making me really hungry right now. Alright, alright, alright. Let's do a little bit of remapping here. Okay, so now we have a reason to go to the ship. And with the Seamoth, you know, that's... To me, that's good enough reason either way, but... I'm thinking... That last one was kind of tough. I'm thinking maybe we try the other location. That was kind of choppy. So we're gonna have to worry about food here. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of fishing, and if it gets dark, I might do some reading. Let's kind of see how this goes before we start thinking about the next location. Okay, I know this is terrible, but I decided to make another freaking box. Wait. Why are the others deflated? I thought they looked a little weird previously, but... Okay, alright. Alright, well. I'm gonna do some reorganizing. Okay, so I know it's still daylight. Might be dark anytime, but we have a lot of reading to do. Let's get cracking. Okay, first of all, what's new on this list? There's something new here. I want to check it before we go too far. Probably Cyclops stuff, maybe? Oh, we did finally get the beacon piece. Alright, good. Beacons are really nice for, like, marking locations. Oh, repulsion cannon. Okay. How does that compare? Oh, it's modification. Applies percussive force to entities in range. Okay, so basically improves the propulsion. Okay, some Cyclops. We got 3 parts of the Cyclops at least. The hull, the bridge, and the engine. And, this is one of the things I really want to make my base, but there's also something else called a moon pool. So what I might do, we still got a lot of stuff to do before we can even really start thinking about, you know, moving on too much, because we have another life pod to check on now. We got to go to the ship. The ship might be a bit of a tax for me at this point, so, but I want to do it sooner rather than later. But I'm thinking it might be fun to look into the parts I want for my base, which is this and the moon pool, and then I can start building it. And there are probably going to be like wreckages and stuff, so I don't know if we'll be able to get to them yet, but I can at least see where they are, and we can kind of make our way to them. But that's probably not even a next time problem. That's probably going to be a future problem. I'm thinking we might do the ship first, but I kind of want to make sure there's a place to drop off our stuff. So, all right. So time capsules. Oh, multiples. Cool. So yeah, I might put the time capsules in the description in case we find more. And I wonder if there's a way for us to track our own time capsules. I don't know. It's cool that with the messages. Okay, first of all, let's do the stuff that's here. The stuff that's most important. Scan data. Alien vent. Okay, so this is the newest alien thing. Oh look, it's getting dark out. Alien vent. These vents connect to an ancient piping network that extends beyond maximum scannable depth. The pumping system is still functional. The inflow vent is drawing water from the surrounding area and pumping it to there's another message, to an unknown location below the surface. Warm, deoxygenated water is being expelled into the atmosphere, and most creatures are avoiding the vents. Peepers can be observed entering and exiting the pipe network without signs of distress. Assessment for the research required. Okay. So, Aurora survivors. Lifepod 12 is the medical officer.
I'm not really a doctor. I know that's what my ID says, but I never have been. Cheated the medical exams. What does a doctor these days need to know about manually resetting bones? When was the last time a top surgeon actually cut someone open? That's what the robots are for. Doctors these days read diagnoses off of computer readouts. For that, I'm perfectly qualified. But what good is it when I'm not connected to the main network? I'm bleeding. I've got glowing green pustules growing on my hands. I run a self-scan and it tells me I've got skin irritation. The only thing I studied in medical school was how to lie convincingly. What the hell do I know about how to treat an alien disease? I think I'm actually going to die down here.
So for a number of years, I want to say, well, almost close to 5 years, I advised for various health professions, which included pre-med students. And I would say I agree with that assessment. That's kind of how I feel most of the students were, unfortunately. No offense if you happen to be my student. I don't feel that way about everybody, but that is literally the way I feel like a lot of them were about the stuff. Like, they just did not care about learning anything. You know, the ones that did care were really clear about it. They would stay late after lab to make sure they were learning things. They would ask me questions, like, very actively. And I would say, you know, the ones that seemed to be the most invested in what they were doing were pre-vet students, the ones that stuck around, and some of the pre-nursing students. So kudos to those students. And I'd say I had a good number of PA students that were pretty good, PA and PT students, but you know, I tell you, it's a different world. High security terminal, captain's quarters. Before they lost communication, Altera HQ uploaded a set of blueprints to the Aurora's main computer. There's a high security terminal inside the captain's quarters located beyond the prawn bay, from which the blueprints should be accessible. The code is 2679. Okay, so that's all for these things. Oh, we did have equipment. Oops. Okay, repulsion cannon. The repulsion cannon is a modification of the base propulsion cannon, which enhances its propulsion effect at the cost of the ability to draw objects closer. It can be fabricated using a modification station and is commonly employed in self-defense and as a less than lethal firearm, which is why it's really useful to have. Time capsule. Okay. These sturdy containers are designed to store written and photographic evidence for later retrieval, in addition to a number of small items, which is why there was an image in there and like a message left behind. Time capsules are often fabricated by marooned survivors seeking either to aid those who find themselves in the same predicament in the future, or to leave evidence of their plight which may be found long after their bodies have disintegrated. Most emergency escape vehicles are equipped with a time capsule by default, usually found in the cockpit, and be jettisoned on takeoff. Altera requests time capsules be stocked, with tools and resources which will aid those who may discover them in the future. Which I think is a really nice touch for the game. Alright. Let's go look at some of the life. So, we have a lot of fauna. Let's wrap up the... I like that they put the coral in its own category. So, okay, so flora and fauna are very generic terms. They don't actually mean a lot. Fauna is essentially stuff that moves around. Flora is stuff that's more sedentary. So corals, while technically animals, which would usually be under the fauna category, would actually be under flora typically. Tree mushrooms, yeah, fungi would be under, flora typically, even though they're not any way related to each other. In fact, in case you're not aware of it, fungi are actually the closest relatives to fungi, as far as kind of greater organisms that you're probably familiar with, are animals, us. Which is why we use yeast as a basis for studying genetics, because we are very similar to each other in many ways. Tree mushrooms. Analysis of these large organic structures reveals a microcosm of cooperating, cohabitating, and competing life forms. The main trunk is a species of coral, some colonies up to 50,000 years old. The caps which line it share more in common with earth fungi. Other organisms grow on the structure wherever there is space and light. Surrounding waters are dense with herbivorous life forms in the 1 millimeter to 10 millimeter range. To that extent, the large herbivores appear to have mostly abandoned the area. Assessment exploitable. Which would be kind of a cool place to make a base. Yep. And corals are actually animals that build like the kind of coral structure they're probably familiar with is something that they build around themselves and they live inside. Okay, so bulbbush and giant bulb. Bulbbush, this aquatic species has evolved to grow in deep, sandy environments, which is where we were, and why I was trying to get out of there. The sandy environments have some major predators there, as you probably noticed, and to conserve its hydration levels against relatively extreme external temperatures. The root system can fragment the shale rock it grows on to form a deep anchor point, allowing predators to graze but not easily uproot the entire plant. This grazing will tend to dislodge parts of the plant, and each section is capable of growing into a fully formed adult plant, explaining the concentration of bulbbush in some parts of the world. And just based on appearance alone, I would have actually have guessed this was some type of cnidarian, which is an animal. So kind of like a polyp cnidarian, like a sea anemone. Assessment: edible in small quantities, high water content. I did not know that. Giant bulbbush. This vast plant is centuries old. While it dominates the surrounding area, a complex root system below the surface connects it with other bulb bushes in the area. Nutrient flow within this network suggests the giant bulb has adapted to feed the weaker bushes and keep the forest healthy. If you ever wonder why we don't organize things, at least anymore, based on structure, and when it comes to, you know, live organisms, it's because you know, it usually doesn't tell us much about them because a lot of things look similar even though they're not. All right, we got a lot here. Let's start from the bottom. Okay, floaters. I think I scanned one of these early on when these are the things on the rocks. So 2 species living in symbiosis, which attach to attempt to feed on any objects they come into contact with. Dominant life form, the pink main body and inner suction jaw is the dominant creature. Once attached to an organism or other stable surface, it will attempt to leach nutrients in order to grow. 2, microorganism membrane. So the membrane is a different organism. The outer gel-like substance is a mesh of microorganisms capable of forming a sealed vacuum around the creature's jaws. Helium buffer. The thin layer of helium is stored within the outer membrane, providing buoyancy to the floater and anything it is attached to. Assessment may aid in flotation of sunken objects, and just from my observations of other people playing the game, can also destroy some objects by forcing them to the surface. And these are the things we found on land. Cave crawler. Agile territorial carrion feeder, which means it feeds off of dead animals, most likely. Well adapted to both land and sea. Okay, so they must crawl around in the water as well. 1, gas exchange membrane absorbs essential gases from the air or water for basic bodily regulation. Is that an eye at the center? No, that's the membrane. Interesting. Maybe they don't have eyes. Or maybe that's actually near the pincers. Mandibles. This species seeks out corpses in packs before defending its claim while the corpse is devoured. Assessment. Necessary waste recycler. Avoid or incapacitate. That's where the propulsion cannon would come in handy. Okay, we'll save leviathans. Save the best for last. So let's go for herbivores. Jelly ray, one of my favorites. So, and rays are like traditional rays are a type of fish. I think those are I would guess rayfin fishes, but I'm not entirely sure, but they're bony fish. I do believe. Don't quote me on that. I do not know my fish very well. They could be cartilaginous for all I know. This species is adapted to low light environments with a translucent, luminescent body. 1, luminescent body. This adaptation may help to light up surrounding area for foraging, and notice we found them in a deeper area. Ward away predators and identify the organism to others of its kind. So, bioluminescence is really common in deep, darker areas. Light sensitivity. Smaller creatures have been seen swimming in the jelly ray's wake to take advantage of the light source for their own ends, and the ray itself will approach light sources, perhaps mistaking them for others of its own species. Assessment. Inedible. And they are quite big. Whole fish. Wow. I think this is episode 2, actually. I was going to say, was this episode 1? Whole fish. A very small herbivore found in low numbers, often around cave system entrances where their skin coloration blends into the background. Yeah, not something you would think of as being very good for camouflage, but it probably works really well. Also, something interesting, I brought up convergent evolution in either the first or second episode, which means you have similar adaptations that look very, very much alike, like they could be a related organism, which is why I say don't always judge a book by its cover when it comes to how we classify things. And that's because of, environmental pressures that favor those traits. And one thing you'll notice a lot with organisms in the water is they tend to have darker top side versus lighter bottom side, because the dark helps kind of camouflage against things that are above you looking down in the darker parts of the water, and vice versa when you look up. So kind of a cool trait you'll see. And, dolphins have it, those are mammals, fish have it, and, those are invertebrates. So they say invertebrates? Sorry, ignore me. Fish are vertebrates. Fish are not mammals. Me criticizing myself. Sorry. Bored out tail fin. By manipulating the size and shape of the hole in its tail, it can be performed It can perform unpredictable maneuvers. Very cool. Size smaller than most herbivores, presumably due to lack of vegetation in low light environments. Assessment edible. Yeah. Was there another one we had here? Yeah, we had spadefish and Reginald. The Reginalds are tiny. So a small herbivore and distant relative to the common peeper, sharing that species' well-developed side-facing eyes, approximate size and body profile. Yeah, they do have some shared characters there. Coloration, dull green coloration for deep water camouflage, luminescent tail coloration, likely part of mating behavior. Diet filters algae and other plant material from the water via 4 gill-like forward-facing orifices. Assessment edible, high calorie count. Nice. Which is something we would want here. Spadefish, a medium-sized herbivore found in deep waters. A single eye observed swimming near the seabed from where it can keep its eye on predators in the water above it. Mottled green coloration, commonly encountered in plant-rich environments. I think this was around the kelp area. Spadefish is well adapted to hide amongst the vegetation. Behavior, spadefish tend to move in loose shoals, and despite their low speed, will take necessary measures to avoid confirmed predators. Assessment edible. Okay. Check out carnivores. The biter we've seen quite a bit early on too. Biter, vicious pack hunting predators, 94% muscle, 4% connective tissue, 2% brain. Indiscriminate when hungry, almost always hungry. That sounds like me. Don't judge. 1. Specialized olfactory antenna, employed in detection of bodily fluids in the water at impressive range. 2nd pair of eyes, likely dedicated to detecting the peripheral movement of larger predators and hungry members of its own species. Overhead tail fin favors outpacing and outnumbering their prey over individual maneuverability. Calculations suggest creatures up to 100 times the biter's body weight could succumb to a focused assault by a pack of 10. So kind of like a piranha in a way. Assessment, avoid packs, try not to bleed. Okay, yeah, definitely like a piranha. It's really funny too, because piranha are very shy fish, if you've ever spent any time around them. I don't recommend doing that in water with them, though. Okay, sand shark was the second one I think we came across here. Sand shark, a powerful, medium-sized predator that burrows into the sand and ambushes its prey from below. As with many predators, it may be possible to temporarily distract sand sharks by feeding any hungry specimens that draw close. 1. Forward dorsal fin. The unusual location of this fin suggests a purpose unrelated to movement through the water. It may be employed in shifting sand beneath the surface or in mating rituals, or be simply an evolutionary dead end. I don't know. That could be used for, yeah, that could be used for a lot of things. That could be used for fighting, I mean, which would be for mating rituals. Segmented exoskeleton, so kind of like annelids, so which are your segmented worms, and or I guess the arthropods have that too, but their bodies are segmented in a little different way though. Thick armor plating renders the sand shark almost immune to attack from above. While it is capable of impressive acceleration, its exoskeleton prevents it from changing direction quickly. The sand shark is thus a perfectly designed ambush hunter, but ill-suited to sustain pursuits. And this is the one that was kind of going nom 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 while it was coming out of the sand at me. 3 feet. Ill-designed for ambulation, which I think I brought up that word is for walking. Likely used to disturb the surface of the sand, so the life form can burrow into the ground. Assessment, avoid, be vigilant for ambush in sandy biomes. Bone sharks, which are really cool and very abundant outside in the deeper waters. A large and powerful predator that lives in small groups and fiercely defends its hunting grounds. 1. Thickly armored exoskeleton suggests defensive adaptation either to large predators or in species aggression. Marked similarity to the segmented exoskeleton of the sand shark, suggesting a relatively recent common ancestor. 2. Large eyeballs consistent with high light sensitivity, likely for hunting of luminescent prey in low light environments. Generally slow and unresponsive as a means of energy conservation, they will act with uncompromising speed and aggression against any threat to their territory. Assessment avoid. May be distracted by light sources. Ampiel, and this is the newest one we just found. A powerful and inquisitive predator found inhabiting the deeper waters of the reefs and bulb bush colonies. 1. Electoral prongs. Torso-mounted prongs generate a powerful electrical current, which the ampiel uses to incapacitate its prey. 2. Jaws, a large, flexible jaw studded with sharp teeth. If a faster, stronger, and hungrier predator lives on in the reef, it appears to avoid the ampiel. Assessment, avoid, or incapacitate.
Fluid intake immediately.
Oh, shush. Okay, fine. We'll save the rest for another day, because we've been going for a while here, and I've been reading long enough.
Vital signs stabilizing.
Happy? Actually, I'll eat the one peeper. And there we go. We're full up then. And let's see. Like I said, we'll save these for later, but we'll do we'll check out that message before we part ways.
This is Lifepod 4. We've landed close to the Aurora. Flotation device is active, but we've got some big old fish in the water with us. I don't know how long we're gonna last. We're close to the crash site, so bring radiation protection. 4 out.
Signal coordinates corrupted. Approximate transmission origin recorded to Databank.
Of course, it's getting dark. You know what? Maybe we'll continue reading until we get closer to daylight. Because that we clearly can't go out for them. That might be our next port of call, actually. Let's continue on for a little bit then. We'll do the Leviathans. Okay, Reefback Leviathan. Okay, yeah, so it's our first Leviathan. There's going to be a lot more fun ones, though. This vast life form is in excess of 30 meters long and has been designated Leviathan class. Fortunately, it feeds exclusively on plankton, like life forms in the water. 1. Chitinous shell, most of which chitin you'd find in arthropods and fungi. So, and might, I don't know if it makes up a lot of what you'd find like in molting of like the cuticle from like nematodes or not, because those are related to the arthropods. So most of the life form's topside and some of its underside is protected by a thick layered exoskeleton. This suggests an evolutionary path quite different from other organisms on 4546b, which is the planet we're on, most of which are vertebrate in nature. The reefback species has largely been able to grow far larger than other herbivores because anything large enough to break through its shell has long since gone extinct. 2. Enzyme pods. Similar to the appearance to the algae glands of the gasopod, which we have yet to scan, these organs on the reefback's underside serve some unknown purpose in its digestive system and are capable of expelling small quantities of stomach enzymes into the surrounding waters. 3. Local microcosm. An array of different barnacle and plant species grow on the reefback's shell, thrusting their roots into ancient scar in the chitin and taking advantage of their mobility to avoid predation. Nonetheless, reefbacks will often be pursued by the faster, hungrier herbivores, and thus this leviathan species is a mobile microcosm worthy of years of study in itself. 4. Life cycle. Reefbacks' lifespans likely extend through many centuries should they survive their initial growth cycle. For the first few decades, their smaller size would make them vulnerable to carnivorous leviathans. Sociable, seen traveling in small pods and communicating by an echoing call, behaviors consistent with low-level sentience. And the younger ones actually don't have the life forms on them like the big ones, so you can tell them apart from that as well. Assessment: harbors plants, small fish, and metal-rich barnacles. Okay, so data downloads, it's our newest one. Lifepod 4, transmission origin. Okay, see, I thought I saw this in the water at one point, and maybe I did. Maybe it was glitched or something. A distress signal has been received from Lifepod 4, but the attached coordinates were corrupted. Last available photographic data has been downloaded and analyzed. Flotation device active life pod located at sea level. Pod is in proximity to radioactive fallout from the Aurora. Transmission origin approximately 150 meters northwest of the Aurora's port midsection. Okay. Which means we gotta basically swim in the direction of our mobile vehicle bay, which might be what we do next time, but I think we need more storage before we can really do that, so we might have to build like a small habitat just to store things for that. Anyways, I'll save the theories thing for later, so... Okay, so that's where we're going to close things out. We've been pushing on for quite a while, and there's actually a lot of new stuff in here, so this might be a lengthy episode, I'm not sure yet. But, you know, we have been contacted by Altera since we lost our rescue vehicle. Something about meeting them halfway, and they want us to go on to the Aurora and look for something there. I don't think they were quite very specific about it. We also had I want to say 3 new life pods reach out to us, along with a really creepy contact we received from what I was assuming to be the aliens, since we started off at the enforcement platform. Which also reminds me, we are infected with some kind of bacterial infection from the planet. We don't know what it is yet. That's apparently what that thing was for. It was some kind of quarantine for this planet. So we've had a lot of new information come up here, and you know, I think I would like to start building a base, but I think our current thing should be to try and help the survivors first, and then maybe hit the ship next after that. So we'll kind of play things as we go, as we have been doing. I think it's better to just, you know, plan as we go, but we'll figure it out, you know, as we move towards there. So thank you all for joining, and I will see you all later.